a father shoots himself in his bedroom. 18 years later, his son walks into the same house and does the exact same thing in the same room. Then his daughter, then his other son. 5 members of one family, dead by their own hand, and 4 of those deaths happened inside the same 33-room mansion in St. Louis, Missouri. Locals don't call it a house anymore. They call it the Lemp Mansion, and they say the family never actually left. This is the story of the Lemp family, once one of the richest families in America, and the house that seemingly refused to let them go. In 1838, a German immigrant named John Adam Lemp arrived in St. Louis with a recipe for something America hadn't tasted before: lager beer. Within a few decades, his brewery became one of the largest in the country. Only one competitor ever outsold them, a company you've definitely heard of, Anheuser-Busch. By 1868, the Lemp family had enough money to build a mansion that would announce their success to the entire city. 33 rooms, a grand ballroom, an open-air atrium, imported chandeliers, a private observatory. On the outside, it looked like the American dream. On the inside, something else was waiting. The first crack appeared in 1901. Frederick Lemp, William Lemp Sr.'s favorite son, the one being groomed to inherit the entire empire, died suddenly at just 28 years old. Officially, doctors called it heart failure, but the people closest to him weren't so sure. Some said poison. Others whispered about a hidden illness the family never spoke of. Whatever the truth was, it destroyed William Sr. He withdrew from public life, sinking deeper into grief every year. Then, in early 1904, his closest friend died too. Weeks later, on the morning of February 13th, a servant in the Lemp Mansion heard a muffled pop from the master bedroom. She called for the sons. They broke down the locked door. Inside, William Lemp Sr. lay dead, a single gunshot wound to his temple, a .38 caliber revolver beside him. No note, no warning, just silence. That was the first gunshot. It would not be the last. His son, William Jr., known as Billy, took over the brewery. For a while, it seemed like the family might recover. But in 1920, prohibition became law, and overnight, the business that built the Lemp fortune became illegal. The brewery that was once valued at $7 million sold at auction for less than $600,000. That same year, William's sister Elsa, once considered the wealthiest heiress in St. Louis, was found dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officially ruled a suicide, unofficially, rumors of foul play have never fully gone away. 2 years later, in 1922, Billy Lemp walked into his office inside the mansion, the very same building where his father had died 18 years earlier, and shot himself. Family members would later say he never recovered from watching everything his father built collapse around him. There's a darker legend attached to Billy that the family tried to bury completely. According to local stories passed down for over a century, Billy fathered a child outside of his marriage, a boy born with Down syndrome. In an era when disability was treated as a family shame, the child was allegedly kept hidden inside the mansion, never allowed outside, never spoken of publicly. There's no official record that proves this boy existed, but staff and visitors for decades have reported the same thing. A small face appearing in an upstairs window when nobody is supposed to be up there. By now, the Lemp name had one more chapter of tragedy left to write. Charles Lemp, the youngest brother, moved into the mansion in 1929. and lived there almost as a recluse. Obsessive about privacy, rarely leaving. 20 years later, in May of 1949, at 77 years old, Charles shot his own dog first, so the animal, he said, wouldn't be left alone, and then turned the gun on himself in a bedroom right next to the one where his brother had died. He was the only Lemp who left a note. It read, "In case I am found dead, blame it on no one but me." 5 Lemp family members, dead by their own hand. 4 of those deaths inside the walls of one house. Today, the Lemp Mansion is no longer a private residence. It operates as a restaurant and inn, open to the public, hosting dinners and murder mystery nights in the very rooms where the family died. But staff and guests say the Lemps are still there. Doors are reported opening and closing on their own, with nobody near them. A piano in the parlor has been heard playing by itself, with no one sitting at the bench. Guests staying overnight report footsteps in empty hallways and cold spots that appear without warning. The most reported figure is known as the Lavender Lady, believed to be Lillian, Billy Lemp's ex-wife, nicknamed for her fondness for lavender-colored dresses and carriages. Guests claim to see a woman in pale purple standing at the top of the staircase, watching, before she simply isn't there anymore. Paranormal investigators have visited the mansion for decades, recording unexplained voices on audio equipment and sudden temperature drops in rooms with no vents or windows open. Some believe the deaths weren't just personal tragedy. They believe the house itself amplified something, that grief and money and shame built up inside those walls until it had nowhere left to go. Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. You can still book a table for dinner at the Lemp Mansion today. You can still rent a room and spend the night in the house where 5 members of one family chose to end their story. The question is, would you? If you've made it this far, you already know this channel covers the cases most people have never heard of. Subscribe if you want more of them. And let me know in the comments, would you spend a night in the Lemp Mansion?